Hey there, this is Max. In this short video, I want to show you how to build your first serverless Hello World function on the IBM Cloud. So let's get started. So the first thing, of course, you need to sign up for a free IBM Cloud account or sign into an existing account. So once you do that, you would go to Catalog, all right? And what you need to do is, so there's the light filter is on. You actually have to remove it, right? And then once you do that, if you type functions, it's right here. Now, so even though we had to remove the light filter, so the IBM Cloud Functions, you get a very large free tier, right? So again, you don't need to pay anything to run this. And of course, with Cloud Functions in general or serverless, right, you only pay even if you go over the free tier, which is again gives you a lot of really compute, resources. You only pay for when the function runs, which is nice. And the other thing I want to mention is that the IBM Cloud Functions, it is based on the Apache OpenWhisk serverless engine and project. So that's also something to keep in mind. All right, let's click on Functions, and you'll get to the Getting Started page. Now, the simplest thing is just click this button. All right. And there are a couple of options here. So first, you can use a number of out-of-the-box templates, which is nice, but let's click on Create Action instead, just the most basic way. And then here, we'll type Hello World. And as for the runtime, so we're going to keep Node.js, but you can see again, there are some other runtimes available. And click Create. Right, and instantly a new Cloud function was created. Now what's really nice is that even though it's the most basic option that we selected, but the actual code is already there. It is super basic, but Hello World is there. What we can do is, let me close this, and we want to test this function. And to do that, we just click Invoke, and it opens this panel, and it invokes the function, so you can test it right inside the IBM Cloud Console, which is pretty cool, right? You can see it right here. Now, most likely, you will want to invoke this function as a REST API, and that's also easily done. You would go to Endpoints, and right here there is a curl command, and you can copy this command and then open a terminal window and paste. Now notice that this function is automatically protected by username and password, which is right here. So it uses basic authentication. So once you copy it, you copy the entire string, and then you click enter, and then right here is the message. Now what you can do is, just to make it a little bit prettier, you can copy this and take it to like JSON lint, and it will format it nicely for you. So you can see the message here, all right? Now another option is to invoke this as a web action. And a web action is basically almost just like a REST API, but it doesn't require any, doesn't require authentication, right? You just have to click save here, right? And here's the URL. So basically this means it's up to you, the developer, to basically, code or set up any authentication. But you can invoke it basically from the browser. So if we copy, and then you'll see right here. Now this is Firefox has some really nice built-in tools, so that's why you see this nice representation of the response. But basically, hello world. Okay. Now let's make go back to code, and let's make one little change. Say worked, right? And then save. Of course, we can invoke it right here, and then right away. We can also go back to terminal, and you can see it's right here. All right. So that's all I wanted to show you on in this video. I mean, again, it's super simple. but of course you can do many things here. You can invoke a number of functions in a sequence. You can pass in parameters right here. You can, of course, from the function invoke other APIs, and you can also trigger the function based on events. So like in our case, we triggered when we basically invoke the function as a REST API, but you can also do things like if something changes in a database, for example, right, it will invoke the function, or periodic, right, so every X number of every hour, for example. But I'll try to cover those examples in another video. Thanks for watching, and give this a try.